Put on a suit. Drink water. Don't drink and drive.
Game over!
Take it light. Okay.
Now you're more fluent.
Makina, he's got three!
Up, Bears.
So this is really good right here. Absolutely. Let's do it.
Good evening, Toronto Maple Leaf fans. Welcome back to Leafs Unfiltered post-game edition. We're so back, baby. Leafs get their first dub of the year. Pretty good game. Think vibes are a lot better tonight, right, than post-game last night, where it was like, first game didn't look too good. The 227 consecutive games of scoring at least a goal comes to an end against the Canadiens. But all that is way in the past, folks. Big dub tonight in the Keefe Bowl. Leafs get the dub in the Keefe Bowl. That was a fun one tonight. A lot of things to talk about and dissect. You probably already noticed that I am flying solo tonight, which is all good, but Caroline will not be available tonight. So what that does open up for us here is for me to probably pay even more attention to your comments. And if you do want to jump on here with me, question, comment about anything we saw tonight with the Leaf Devils game, just drop a note in the comments. I'll try and keep my eyes peeled on anything that comes through there. And I can send you a link. You can come in here and we could chat it up about the game. So let's break down what we saw tonight. Like, obviously, almost a 180 from what the team looked like last night. Pretty much the exact same lineup, except Ryan Reeves out, Bobby McMahon in. But it just felt like, I wouldn't say a top to bottom great effort. And I'll touch upon it in a little bit more detail shortly. The top guys didn't really do much at all. It was obviously the depth guys, which if you've been following this Leaf team, even in just a time where we've had the core forwards, when was the last time you could say the Leafs won a hockey game that it probably didn't matter if Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Riley played? I mean, obviously JT got a beauty goal, absolute snipe from the now assistant captain. But yeah, the other three guys and Riley, absolute no-shows. Nylander especially, like couple bonehead plays, the penalty at the end of the game, didn't look like 11.5 mil there. But throw all that kind of negativity out. Let's get to the positive stuff, what we saw. Hildebeest gets their call, plays tonight, looked really sharp. They didn't have a lot of shots. Let's put up the box score, actually, so we can talk through things that we saw tonight. So only 25 shots on goal. Stopped 23 and looked good doing it. Obviously, the Leafs got into penalty trouble again, a couple of bonehead penalties. There was the Benoit trip, the Nylander one, the Timmins one. Like, they got to kick this out of their game quickly. But yeah, PK held up. Obviously, Jersey got, they got the one power play goal, I think, on their first power play opportunity, if I recall correctly. But other than that, PK shut things down. They had to kill off a 5-on-3. Looked really good. Leafs power play, not so much. But yeah, I think the depth players' impact, talking about Pacioretty, I thought Robertson was definitely much improved. Domi had a pretty good game if we want to view him as a depth guy. Obviously, McMahon, Lorenz chipped in offensively. How about that Lorenz snipe, huh? Backhander, top cheddar for Steven Lorenz. Is he leading the team in scoring right now? He had a goal and a helper tonight. Phenomenal stuff from him tonight. He was just like a big bowling ball out there. Loved his effort. Really good stuff. So let's get to some of the comments. Jordan, what's up, pal? Love Nyes' game. Yeah, Nyes was really good. He was good last night too, but tonight a little bit more in control. Like, it felt like last night he was trying to defer too much to 34 and 16, but tonight, man, was he good. He was good. And that I think it was on a PK where he just bowled over Dougie Hamilton. That's a big boy play. That's a big boy play from your 21-year-old first liner, right? Like, that was really impressive. Leafs took Gabriel. What's up? Leafs took, I think that's too many penalties. Couldn't score in the power play. Yeah, Gabriel hit the nail on the head, bud. Like, for me, the special teams, obviously the PK was good, but the power play looked god-awful. And I think even 5-on-5, the big guys didn't do anything. Like, the power play actually looked better when they had, like, Nyes and Domi on there. And I think, yeah, it was Nyes, Domi, Pacioretty, Robertson, and OEL. OEL needs to be on power play 1. I will die on that hill. I don't think I'm the only one who feels that way. But I thought Riley was really bad again tonight. Like, yeah, like Chris Tanev, absolute beauty. That guy is a beauty. Like, the shot blocking, just how calm he is. Loved his game again tonight. He is going to be phenomenal. Anyone who was like in the offseason, oh, they gave Tanev too many years and he's too old, he's injury prone. Like, obviously you can understand that coming from non-Leaf fans, but the amount of Leaf fans that were like totally against that signing, like, come on, this guy is phenomenal. This is the best defenseman we've had in I don't know how many years. Who was the last guy who, like, we're talking like McCabe, Coberley, going back that far. Like, don't give me Dion Phaneuf or anything like that, or we're, Tanev, probably best defenseman we've had in 20 years, I would say. Phenomenal. I am buying a Chris Tanev jersey ASAP. What a goal by Bobby McMann. Yeah, well, the Bobby McMann one, he just kind of threw it at the net, right? Like, it kind of found a way in. I guess Markstrom didn't really see it, but I don't think that was a great goal. I like the Lorenz play. The Tavares goal was phenomenal. Thomas, what's up, buddy? Good to see you here. Appreciate you joining. Put OEL or Tana. Yeah, Jordan, 100%. I think OEL is the guy to go in there. He's got a good shot, and he had a good game as well. Back-to-back, can't complain. Yeah, of course not. When you get a dub on a back-to-back, playing your third string, maybe you would have thought fourth string goalie if you had Murray ahead of Hildebeest on a depth chart. But yeah, phenomenal dub. That definitely gets the mood a little bit more positive and optimistic. I don't think any Leaf fans should have thought the sky was falling after they pumped 60-plus shot attempts towards the Montreal Canadiens goal last night. Could have easily been a 4-5-1 Maple Leaf win last night. Obviously, didn't love everything about their game last night, but tonight, very different story. Really good effort. Did it see that Barkov got hurt? I did not see that. I did not actually see really any highlights from the other games. Was following the scoreboard, but did not see that. I did see the Montreal Canadiens gave up 6 goals to the Bruins. So tells you a little bit about what to, interpret or how you should kind of look into a 1-game victory or a 1-game loss, right? It's a long season. You're going to lose games that you would hope you would have been able to come out on top in. And you're definitely going to win games where you thought you had no chance in. Leafs were a big underdog. Not a big underdog, but I think they were like a plus 120 on the money line. But they were a barking road dog. I want a little bit of coin on them tonight, not going to lie. Bruins don't look so good. Well, yeah, I mean, they're giving up a ton of goals. What did they give up 5 or 6, I think? 6 to Florida and then 4 to the Habs tonight? Yeah, that's not the Bruins that we played in the playoffs last year, that's for sure. So, I mean, just kind of calling out some good performers, touch upon it a little bit, but I thought Nyes probably, if you're going to give someone I guess if you're giving someone the game puck, you got to give it to Hildebeest or the belt, if they're still doing the belt with Berube. Hildebeest probably deserves it. Beyond him, I think Chris Tanev, Steven Lorenz, Matthew Nyes. I like Domi's game. Patches was good for me. McMahon was good. like, I didn't love the Tavares, Nylander, Domi line, but they actually, like, in terms of possession and scoring chances, not any by Nylander, really. But, they were definitely getting some offensive zone time. So I kind of like their overall game. And the third line was pretty good. Like, I'm still kind of, indifferent about Holmberg, Pontus Holmberg. He doesn't really do it for me. I don't get it. I don't get very horned up when I see Holmberg out there. But Pacioretty and Robertson looked okay. I think it was a good bounce back game for Nick Robertson. After last night, I think he kind of needed that one. Simone Benoit, I like tonight. Blocked, just looking at it here, blocked 5 shots. Got to try to stay out of the box for sure. But him, Tanev, OEL, great on the back end there. Timmins and Riley, not so much. I liked McCabe's game, though. So 4 of the 2 D-men. I don't know what they're doing over at ESPN, but they've got Steven Lorentz still as a not still as a defenseman. I don't think he ever has been one. But they have him listed as a defenseman. ESPN might want to figure that one out ASAP because Steven Lorentz is going to be an impact player for the Leafs for the whole year. What else do we got? So I guess let's go back to what I brought up at the top of the show. The big boys, like Matthews, Marner, Nylander, awful. And I'll throw Riley into there, the core 5 group. I thought Tavares was not looking great for most of the game either. You can kind of give him a little bit of a, you can kind of excuse the bad play when he kind of had that, put the game away with that beautiful goal. Great feed for Max Domi to set that one up on the 2-on-1. But yeah, I mean, just, Austin Matthews, he had a couple chances. Of course, he patented, his typical hit the post. And it's like, oh my God, this guy has like the worst luck, but yet he still scored 69 goals last year. So I was kind of not crazy about his game. And Mitch Marner, Nylander, I don't know. Like, these guys have to be the 2 laziest players in the NHL. They have to be. Like, I get it. When they're going on the power play and they're piling up the points, you don't really want to acknowledge it. But these guys, they've got so many flaws in their game. Mitch Marner with the hopping around, like trying to get out of the way of a puck, get out of the way of a, absorbing a hit. Like, it's just such a soft perimeter game that he plays, especially. And Nylander tonight was awful. Just awful performance from him. But that for me would be the only negatives. But for anyone who has caught my lives on TikTok, you definitely know not the biggest supporter of Marner and Nylander's game. I get it. Points are cool, and that's what the kids love at the end of the day. But these guys, like, they don't move the needle, and especially at their AAV, you need more. You need more, man. You need them to be doing more, and I get it. We're only 2 games in, but they both look like trash first 2 games. I mean, you can kind of put Matthews in there, but, I mean, he probably should have scored at least 2 goals last night. So I'm not there yet on Matthews, not to say his game has been totally fine, but, he's more engaged. He feels at least involved in the flow of the game, whereas Marner, Nylander, if they don't have the puck, they got their head in the clouds. What else do we got? I mean, I guess kind of it was a surprise with Hildeby getting the nod tonight, because earlier in the day, it seemed like Anthony Stolarz was going to get the chance to play back-to-back. And then I think probably later afternoon, they decided to go with Hildeby. Obviously, that worked out quite well. No issue there. So he was very good. And now you've got a more rested Anthony Stolarz available to play for you in the home opener in the Kyle Dubas Bowl. We go right from the Sheldon Keefe Bowl over to the Kyle Dubas Bowl. So that's pretty cool. Penguins actually won tonight. They got their first dub of the year as well. Or actually, is it? It's got to be over. No, it's not. Sorry. So they're still third period, but 5-2 Penguins right now. Ottawa, big dub against Florida. The Sabres not looking very good. Lost 3-1 tonight to LA to go to 0-3. Isles in Utah. I think that game is just about to wrap. Isles up 4-3. Got Dallas up 4-2 over Nash. Minnesota up 2-1 over Columbus. And we got a late game, St. Louis in San Jose tonight. So yeah, I mean, long story short, the Maple Leafs guys are looking like they will be in first place after tonight. A tie with a couple teams, Canadiens, Boston, Florida, Ottawa. But hey, first place is first place, right? So pretty good stuff there. Everyone can now calm down and not freak out over losing the opening game. So that's pretty cool. Am I going to the opener? I definitely am, Thomas. I don't think I've missed a home opener in a long time. I've been there at least the last 4 years, I think. So I will definitely be there. One more thing in terms of context for the game. I'm a big Money Puck fan. So this is off their website. Shout out to Money Puck, showing the expected goals 5-on-5. So look at the guy, top of the podium here, Chris Tanev, the Warrior. He is an absolute assassin. Over 75% expected goals. Gotta love it there. I was saying it earlier, like the Domi, Tavares, Nylander line didn't feel like they were getting that many chances, but clearly from an expected goals, their line was driving offense and, obviously had possession. So they did pretty well. Pacioretty, Robertson, Holmberg, the third line, all pretty good analytics on their performance. And fourth line too, McMahon, Lorentz, and Kampf. Like that was pretty much a issue for the Leafs almost every game last year, whether it was Kampf, Revo, Yarncroke, and then even when Dewar got on there, they had some success there, but not very often would they have like a 65% expected goals. So if your fourth line is doing that, that sets up pretty well. But you also can have your first line at 30%. Yeah, you got to make your eyes go all the way down to the bottom here to find Matthews, Marner, and Nyes. Like I get it. Jersey's a good team, but these guys cannot be kept together on a line if that's the kind of numbers they're going to be generating. Like, I get it. Expected goals isn't everything, but at the same time, if they're not putting the puck in the net and there's this much of a tilting of the ice the other way from a scoring chance, expected goals perspective, it might be time, Craig Berube, to get Marner off of the Matthews line, like I've been asking for and was finally, happy to see it happen with Keefe last year putting Domi there, but it took a Marner injury for that to happen. But give me Domi, Matthews, and Nyes. Get Marner the heck off that line with Matthews. They aren't good together 5-on-5. I will die on that sword. I don't know what anyone thinks about that. Please come at me if you don't agree, but it doesn't look good. And it's twofold for me because Nylander and Tavares have no chemistry at all. So you've got Berube talked a lot in training camp about the combos, right? And apparently he thinks Matthews and Marner is the combo that needs to be together. Absolutely not. They should not be playing together, and Nylander and Tavares should not be playing together. Now, I definitely recognize the issue with the lack of depth, the lack of left wingers that are, especially capable of driving offense or playing a good supporting role with either Matthews or JT. But you got to get Marner off the Matthews line if you want to win meaningful hockey games, because Mitch Marner is just not a guy who moves a needle. He doesn't. When he's playing with Austin Matthews and Matthews, gets a chance to rip a clapper and, everyone's like, oh, well, you see that pass by Mitch Marner? Yeah, sure. No doubt Mitch Marner can pull passes out of his ass with the best of them, right? But a game like tonight, man, he was awful. He was horrendous, and he was bad last night too. I remember hearing from so many Leaf fans that, oh, everyone wants to trade Mitch Marner, including this guy. And I remember so many Leaf fans being like, ooh, a motivated Mitch Marner looking for a new contract. Watch out. He's going to win the Art Ross. He's going to get 120 points. I will guarantee you he doesn't get over 105. Like, I'll even give him maybe he could get a little bit of a bump. But I'd probably, if I was making a bet right now, I'd have him under 100 points again. I would. Like, everyone keeps talking about him as a 100-point player. Unfortunately, he's never got 100 points. But, a lot of his, truthers keep saying he's a 100-point guy. You can't trade a 100-point guy. Well, I think you can. I think Nylander was probably a guy that shouldn't have been signed to 11.5. And I don't know if I'll ever be proven wrong on that, because these guys will pile up the points for sure. I'm not worried about that. Marner will get close to 100. Nylander will get close to 100. And everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, thank God we paid those guys. But no, they don't tilt the ice for you. So, yeah, I think not too much else on the game tonight. Obviously, overall, good effort, great result. Would have been a tough, if it was back-to-back L's and losing to Sheldon Keefe, that would have really been a tough pill to swallow for Leaf fans, especially heading into your home opener. You got to get that excitement ramped up, and losing tonight again would have been very difficult for the Vibes. So glad that they were able to put a dub on the board and get at least back on track for now. We'll see what happens Saturday. I'm not sure if Berube has the same Sheldon Keefe approach, where anytime that the Leafs won with Sheldon Keefe, if he made like a lineup decision, even if it was completely irrelevant to why the team got the result it did, Sheldon Keefe would be like, yeah, going to run that lineup back because it was basically my new look, or put this guy in on the third pair D, or move this guy up to the second line, and look, we won. So it must have been because of that. I don't know if Berube will be the same way. I'd like to see Ryan Reeves back in there, but, I don't know who comes out. I wouldn't mind having Nick Robertson come out. I don't think Berube will do that. Fans will be like, oh my God, how could you say that? He hasn't done anything in 2 games. Like, did he have an okay game tonight? Sure. Did he have a good shift that kind of led to the Pacioretty goal? Yeah, I suppose. But he just feels like he's like a one-man show out there, Nick Robertson. Like, it doesn't matter who he's playing with. He's not making plays with his line mates. Like, that's not who Nick Robertson is. He's a guy where if he's on a 2-on-1 and you could get the puck over to him, and he's got a high danger scoring chance, he can rip that shot and beat goalies. He's got an NHL shot. There's no doubt. But he's not driving offense for you. I mean, to me, he was okay tonight. Not anything more than that. But yeah, I guess when you look at any possible lineup changes, I mean, Timmins, for me, I'd prefer to play 5 D-men, to be honest. I mean, I still don't see the appeal in Timmins. I don't know if Berube just hates Timothy Liljegren that much that it's a matter of just putting Timmins in there. But I wouldn't mind seeing Philip Myers. Would love to get Philip Myers in there on Saturday. That's a move I could see happening. Will they do it? I don't know. But, Timmins has taken, 3 penalties in 2 games, I think he's at now. Or actually, did he take, 1 second, let me put this up again. He might have only taken 1 today. Yeah, he only took 1 penalty, so I think he had 1 last night as well. So, yeah, he's only at 2, but both of them, bonehead penalties. Like, I guess the interference tonight, soft call, probably don't need to make that call, and more important, I don't think the officials are going to make that call very often. I think Mike Johnson even alluded to that. Like, that interference, that's kind of not something that gets called too often. But still, by the book, it probably is a penalty. So Timmins, for me, just doesn't deserve to be on a the blue line of a contending team. Hunter, what's up, buddy? Good to see you here. Yeah, you found me, man. You found me here. So this is kind of going to be what I do for every post game. But last night came on at 10:30. Thought that was a little bit too late. I was maybe a little bit too conservative with the timing of when the final horn went and when I could jump on here. So mostly any 7 p.m. game, we're going to be on here at 10 p.m. And then, yeah, probably 10 to 10:30, depending on if there is anyone who wants to jump on and, come on the live here and ask a question or make a comment. Would love to have you guys on. But yeah, then at 10:30, if, there's no one who's jumping in here, probably just head over to TikTok and chat more about the game on the live. So if you don't come find me here, you can find me over there as well. So yeah, I guess final thoughts on, the look ahead for Saturday's game. Probably Anthony Stolarz plays, talked about the lineup. We got Kyle Dubas, Michael Bunting, Jason Spezza, all in the building Saturday. So that could be a fun one. That could be a fun one. And as I said earlier, I'll be at that game. I don't know if anyone else is going to be there, but really looking forward to that one. I'll be heading down around like 3 o'clock, 3:30. And yeah, it's going to be a good scene. Hopefully it's a good crowd and be nice to see the boys pull it out and get a dub in the home opener. What else is going on? I mean, we know Joseph Woll, IR, so he'll be out 7 days. Earliest he could come back is next Wednesday night against LA. So it means he'll obviously miss Saturday's game and then Monday against Tampa Bay. I would expect Anthony Stolarz goes Saturday and then Monday. I mean, I would think you would feel very comfortable using the Hildebeest in the Monday game if you need to. But yeah, I guess it depends on maybe Woll. If they truly expect him to be available for Wednesday, will he be in there Wednesday? And then maybe you don't feel as bad going back-to-back games with Anthony Stolarz. It's not back-to-back nights, so you just have the Saturday and then the Monday. So I'd give it to Stoley, the goalie. He looked phenomenal last night. Oh, do I have that wrong? Is it not you said it's not Tampa on Monday? Oh, I have the you're right. It's the following Monday. Where am I at with my schedule here? So who they got? Where are we here? Oh, that's right. So they don't play Monday. So then they're off until Wednesday. Okay, my apologies. Thank you, Hunter. So yeah, after Saturday, they're off until Wednesday. So yeah, obviously Stolarz goes Saturday. And then, yeah, maybe you wait and see if Woll's going to be available. So yeah, be exciting stuff to see what's happening with the goalie situation. And I mean, when you look at the guys on IR, obviously we've got some time. I think they're all out minimum of 10 games. But, by the end of next week, hopefully Tree Living is starting to figure out who he needs to move. Like there was a lot of talk on a couple podcasts, hockey shows about a potential Timothy Liljegren trade coming. I think that needs to happen ASAP. I worry about what sort of market there is for him, especially a guy who's been a health bomb the first 2 games and probably will be again on Saturday. So I don't know what they could get for him, but at this point, I don't care. $3 million cap hit for 2 years. Pick up the phone, offer him up, and don't wait for what, if a team says, yeah, I'll take him for, then click. You hang up. I don't care what they get back for him, as long as they don't have to send anything else along with Liljegren. Yeah, I've never been a fan of his game. I get it. He's got talent, can move the puck, but not an NHL D-man. More importantly, not a top 4 guy. No reason to be paying him $3 million when a guy like even Timmins could do exactly what Liljegren does for cheaper. I think Philip Myers, Marshall Rafai, all those guys could do exactly what Timothy Liljegren does. Not the same playing style, but in terms of impact. So I'd like to see him moved. The fourth line, Hunter, was really good tonight. Like McMahon added something to that. Obviously, a little bit more puck capability than my boy Revo. So yeah, I think McMahon should remain in the lineup. Do you keep Revo out? Probably, because I don't know who else you would take out. Like I was saying earlier, I would probably take Robertson out, but I would understand keeping him in. He wasn't bad tonight, but I would want McMahon in there, so it could mean Revo sits again. And OEL, I agree with you, Hunter. I thought he was really good tonight. Really good. Played well defensively, made some good passes, moved the puck out of the zone, had a couple decent shot attempts. Like, to me, he's your power play one quarterback. I don't know how long it's going to take for Mark Savard to figure that one out. Maybe he already has, and they're just got too much respect for Mo. So they're giving Riley that opportunity for a little bit longer. But I think with the power play one, it's time to not only move Riley off of it, but switch it up even more. Like, I don't need Nylander, Marner, and Riley on that unit. Like, it just feels like too much of the same. Three guys who want to play on the perimeter and not get any high danger chances generated. And it just throws everything off and makes them too predictable. So I don't know. Maybe you move either a Nylander or a Marner, maybe even JT, like get Nyes or Domi, Pacioretty, because if you get Pacioretty on there, you've got one more shooter, like at least a guy who can shoot the puck, might help out the power play one, because obviously Marner and Riley ain't shooting it, or when they do, it's not going to really make the goaltender do much to make the save, right? Always little muffin at the crest. So, yeah, I think they got to, I don't think they need to wait for power play one to all of a sudden click. I don't think it will. Obviously, if they play, bad opposition, they're find a way because they're eventually get the puck to Matthews and her put the puck in, or Nylander will. But just that group together doesn't do it for me, man. Doesn't do it. McCabe, power play one over Riley. I just don't like McCabe's puck skills. But yeah, the shot factor alone, I would go with him over Riley. But for me, it's got to be OEL. Got to be OEL. And then I'm fine with Riley on power play too. And then if you have like shooters, like whether it's a Nyes, a Pacioretty, McMahon, whoever, at least you have guys that Riley can just like try to find and give them a shot attempt. But on power play one, he doesn't add anything because he's doing what Marner and Nylander are doing, which is kind of holding on to the puck, trying to draw one of the guys on the PK to him so he can feed Matthews or Nylander for a one-timer. It's like, it's peewee stuff out there. Peewee stuff out there. Of course, I need to end the post game on a somewhat negative note, but probably shouldn't have even gone there because all positivity tonight. Big 4-2 win for the blue and white. Really enjoyable game. I liked their game. Kind of like when you're watching it, like you felt like nervous because of like the past where it's like, okay, we've got this 4-1 lead now. Are we going to hold on to it? And then even at 4-2, it was still like, okay, I've seen this before. And usually it ends up with like an overtime loss. Like, but I don't know. It looked different tonight. It looked like there wasn't much of the, breaking down in the D zone, pizzas being tossed up the middle of the ice, and then, odd man rushes and we give up a goal. It looked better. They looked more composed. They looked better defensively. Tanev, OEL add a lot to that element and how that looks. So all good things, boys. All good things. I was very happy with the performance. So let's, sorry, Thomas, did you dislike Riley getting into contest more? Because the contract. No, I mean, with Riley, like, I didn't like the contract from the beginning, Thomas. For me, I like, it's probably market value, or when it was signed, it was market value. I just don't like the player enough that 7.5 feels like a great number to me. It's not a terrible number, but I I don't think he moves the needle enough. He doesn't drive enough offense 5-on-5. And you're definitely not paying him 7.5 to be a defensive shutdown guy or be on your PK. So if he's not driving offense 5-on-5 and all he's doing is picking up apples on the power play, yeah, that's not 7.5 worth to me. So yeah, I'm not a big fan. The playing style is would be the more concerning thing for me. Thoughts on Nyes? Love Nyes, man. Love Nyes. I thought he was really good tonight. I thought he was good last night too, but I think he was even better tonight. Like, a lot more assertive. Last night, felt like he was doing like a lot more deferring. He seemed to be more on the receiving end of checks, whereas tonight he dished out a couple, especially the Hamilton one, where he just like bowled him over. Big boy play there, big man play. I love that. He's a unit out there. Like, almost 230, and he looks like he's like a linebacker, like just like going full speed into guys. And I think his like skating is definitely improved. Like, it doesn't look as much like he's a liability out there with his feet. So yeah, I like Nyes. I'm still not sure if he's your prototypical first line guy, but probably the best that we have. Jay Teagle was awesome for sure. Nyes extension, yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. You go long term, and then you probably have to give him an AAV that might be more than what he'd be worth anytime soon. Like, you're not going to get Nyes to sign an 8-year deal at $4 million AAV. Like, he'd be dumb to do that right now, especially playing first line right now with Matthews and Marner. I would think his agent would be like, look, man, like, you basically just have to show up and tie up your skates, and you should be able to get 25 goals playing with Marner and Matthews. So a 25 goal scorer, RFA, Leafs are going to have obviously that control, little bit of leverage, but yeah, obviously Nyes is probably going to say, yeah, give me a bridge. Give me a bridge at like 3.5 mil. Give me a 3-year at 3.5, a 4-year at 4.2. That's probably the best for both parties, but the Leafs might be like, yeah, we really like this guy. Could we get him 8 years at like 5? But I just don't think Nyes would do that. We'll have to see. McMahon, bigger impact than Reeves? Yeah, I mean, absolutely he was. Absolutely he was tonight. If it comes down to McMahon or Reeves, yeah, I'd have McMahon in there. If it came down to Reeves over Nick Robertson, I guess depending on the opponent, I'd probably have Robertson in more often than Revo, but there will be games where I would say I'd want Reeves and McMahon in and Nick Robertson out. Now, that's only for the next few games, because when Dewar and Yarncroke are back, I assume one, if not both of those guys will be in the lineup. But at that point, there probably needs to be a trade of some sort, because they won't have you can only play 12 forwards last time I checked, right? Unless you want to play 5D and 13 forwards. But, you generally have 12 forwards. So they're going to have 15 capable NHL bodies when the guys come off IR, assuming they all come off in the next 2-3 weeks here. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But anyways, guys, I'm going to end it right now. But in a few minutes, we're going to take a little bit of a break, grab a small snack, and then pop up on TikTok. So if you want to find me there, Leafs Talk, we're going to get on the live and do some more chatting about the game. We will chat to you there, hopefully. If not, we're probably back at it here Saturday night. Actually, what am I saying? I'm going to the game, so we won't be doing a post-game Saturday, but depending on what time I make it back home, maybe a TikTok live will happen. So we will definitely catch up to you guys soon. Appreciate the support. Keep tuning in, and we'll have some fun this year. Have a good one, guys.